Our unsuspecting guest of honour will shortly land here at Sydney Airport. He will then be en route to the SCG, where he thinks he's shooting a Wide World of Sports commercial. But there is no such shoot. And we've also fitted out his hire car with 2 hidden cameras and employed an actor to be his driver, who has absolutely no idea where he's going. So what our unsuspecting sportsman is about to face is a journey he will never forget.
So I've got a bit of stuff with us.
Yeah, no worries. We go to Sydney Creek round, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry. We know the
a
Creek
different
away.
Yeah? I look forward to seeing this.
I think we've come the wrong way. You've been here before, eh?
Yeah, lots of times.
Do you know where to go from?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah?
That's why I was a bit surprised when you went left out of the airport and not right, but right just take you straight there. But...
Shall we go straight or...?
Sorry, mate. I think you best turn around, do a U-turn.
Do a U-turn?
Left back there and just go down straight onto the freeway.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
You're right, mate.
I've got to turn off here. My bloody petrol tank gets low. I've got to turn around to get some petrol. Jesus. Please don't tell my boss. I got sacked for this.
You sure you can't make it in there?
Not much power. I can't go any further.
You've run out of fuel. Is that right?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that, Mr. Gilchrist. Oh, Jesus.
G'day, Adam. How was your magical mystery tour, mate?
That's...
What were you thinking?
Oh, let me hug you.
Adam Gilchrist, this is your life, mate.
Wow.
We're very, very proud of everything you've achieved in this country, mate. And no one is more popular and a better ambassador to cricket than you, and we thought we wanted to pay tribute to you.
Oh, mate, I'm flabbergasted.
Welcome to This Is Your Life, as we highlight the career of Adam Gilchrist.
Greatest entertainer of our time, I think, is the batsman, without doubt.
When Gilly comes out the bat, the bar's empty.
Well played, good shot. One word to describe Adam Gilchrist, I would say exhilarating. What a beauty.
He's obviously one of those natural guys you sort of love to hate.
Has he got it? No, he hasn't.
Always trying to get on top of the opposition, and a brilliant attacking batsman.
Just the way he batted, he was just destructive.
He's going to be a story that fathers tell their sons.
It's a spine dingler from a special player.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Adam has finally arrived after God knows how many stops. So please make welcome Adam Gilchrist. So once again you prove what a nice bloke you are, because there are a lot of other people who would have gone absolutely off their heads with that driver.
I think it's, I'm not sure what you call it. I was steaming on the inside, I must admit, but...
Adam, you are regarded as the world's best wicket-keeper batsman. And, of course, there are 3 blokes who know that better than most, and they're 3 of your Australian teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Matthew Hayden, Michael Bevan and Mark Waugh.
Good combo, mate. I tell you what, you've done well there, mate. No wonder you weren't returning my texts and my calls yesterday. I just thought he'd forgotten me.
Matty, if I could start with you. I mean, your bond between you two is obvious, and it goes a lot deeper than most people realise, doesn't it?
Well, I think we just spent so much time together over the years, but I think, for my mind, just Adam was, like they all said there before, the ultimate entertainer. From that point of view, there was no better or finer player than Adam. And just have that opportunity, as what Mark would have done prior to me, is just have that best seat in the house.
Michael, how do you find him as a batsman?
Oh, well, it's pretty hard to describe someone who bats like Gilly. I mean, you don't often see that. I mean, all or nothing. All or nothing, really. And, you know, I was asked, you know, to describe how he plays, and, you know, for me, when he goes, there's no greater sight. But as a player, you just think, how does he do that, you know?
And then he's a good bloke on top of that.
Yeah, he's not a bad bloke. You know.
And Mark, you played during Gilly's first test.
Yeah, we opened the batting in one day, obviously, but I was lucky enough to bat at the other end in Gilly's first test. I think you made 80 at the Gabba, 80 odd, yeah. Just fell short of the 100, but I saw...
You got one, though.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
You wanted me to say that, didn't you?
This is your show, Gilly, not mine. The other thing about Gilly, you might know, but he actually tried to copy my haircut when he was a youngster.
Correct.
He was the only Australian to try and copy my mullet.
Oh, here we go. Here are the mullets here.
Where could you go? You'd like that, Haydos, wouldn't you?
I'm well short of the mark.
Adam, earlier this year you retire with 905 dismissals for Australia. 92 of those were in partnership with Shane Warne. And it's no secret that you two have had your differences over the years, but he sends this.
Congratulations, Gilly, on a wonderful night. I'm sure you're enjoying all your family and friends up there. I'm sorry I can't be there tonight with you to share all the wonderful stories, and there's been plenty because you've been a wonderful player for Australia. Enjoy your time, mate. Enjoy your retirement. And it's been fun playing with you. All the best, champion.
And we've talked to so many people who always speak so highly of you, but it seems that there are two things in particular that always seem to stick out.
Noticeable. I can describe his ears as being very noticeable.
Large and ungainly.
I didn't look too much, you know. I thought it might be rude when I met him to stare.
Dumbo comes to mind.
I think there's just one VW door left open. If you could just close that, please, yeah?
Very large, very big.
All I know is that when the Parkes radio telescope dish went down, they contacted Gilly as a substitute.
Massive, no doubt. And uneven as well.
I think one's bigger than the other, isn't it?
Definitely.
Well, a lot of people have big ears, but they sort of go back on their head. But Adam's sort of turn out like that.
You could never whisper anything in the change room because you'd hear it straight away.
Some of the grounds you go to around the world, you look to certain parts of the ground, they've all got the fake ears on in the stand. He's changed the game in more ways than one, it's pretty fair to say.
I can only answer that by saying, what about my nose?
Matty Hayden, Mark Ward, Michael Bevan, thank you very much for coming in. Stay there because after the break, we begin the life story of Adam Gilchrist.
Gilly, you've brought joy and exhilaration to millions of cricket lovers, particularly in Australia, in your long career. You've had a fantastic timing capacity. You've always looked as though you've had all the time in the world in which to hit the ball. And of course, the other great thing you've done is to remind us that cricket is a game and that sportsmanship is central to the enjoyment of it. For those and many other reasons, I say thank you. You've given me great joy, and you have to millions of other Australians.
Thanks for joining us as we celebrate the life of cricket great Adam Gilchrist. Well, Adam Craig Gilchrist, you're born on the 14th of November 1971 in Bellingen, northern New South Wales.
Same birth date as Prince Charles, so that's where I think I inherited this one from.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. You're the youngest of 4 children, your parents are teachers, and each share a passion for cricket. Your dad, Stan, is a first-grade leg spinner who coaches you, and your mum is always bowling to you. It's not long before you announce your goal to one day become the world's fastest bowler.
That was until he saw those wicket-keeping gloves.
Please welcome Adam's mum and dad, June and Stan. So, Mrs. Gilchrist, can you tell us about that first moment that he set eyes on the gloves?
Well, it was when we were shopping for Christmas gifts. We were just walking through looking for things, and Adam spied these green wicket-keeping gloves, and he said, "That's what I'll have for Christmas. I want Sandy to bring me those."
Which is when you knew you didn't have a fast bowler in the family,
That's right.
but a wicket-keeper. Stan, what do you remember about that time?
I can remember mainly the first time he used them, which was Adam wanted to be a cricketer because elder brothers Dean and Glenn were, and so he went along to Deniliquin South School. Someone returned the ball from the outfield and hit the edge of the concrete and smashed a nose. But despite being cleaned up and...
I think he had that plaster cast on for 6 weeks, didn't he?
Busy in English class there. Very sketchy.
And of course, part of that, you didn't mind your nose being broken because of Rod Marsh. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know who, I can't quite remember who it was, but someone very creative, with a creative mind, told me that Rod Marsh indeed broke his nose the first time he ever wicket kept. I later was lucky to be at the Cricket Academy under Rod's guidance as head coach. And I asked him about it, and he had no recollection of it, and it never happened. So,
well, why don't we ask him again? Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome former wicketkeeper Rod Marsh. So, did you or didn't you break your nose in your first game?
Well, if he thought I did, that's good enough for me. I'll let the myth live on. I don't care. If it made him a better cricketer, that's good.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't bad, was he?
Yeah.
In fact, I tell you, Mike, he was that good that at one stage, I reckon, in the history of the game, there's only ever been one wicketkeeper batsman that could lay claims to being the best player in the world. And he wasn't the best player in the world in all of his games, but at one stage there, I thought he was the best cricketer in the world, which I think's just fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank Mr. Rod Marsh. Cheers, mate. Adam, by 17, you are offered and accept a scholarship to play for Richmond Cricket Club in the United Kingdom. But after a year of desperate homesickness, you return to your wonderful family. And the rest of the Gilchrist clan, ladies and gentlemen, join us now. Would you please welcome Adam's sister and brothers, Jackie, Dean and Glenn. Now, Jackie, it's no secret you guys got up to heaps when you were younger.
There was one particular Christmas holiday where we were at Inverell, and we decided that we would go into town perhaps for a bit of entertainment. And we came across a garden ornament who became known as Sammy the Rammy. We thought we'd borrow Rammy and bring him back for a bit of entertainment. He spent the night with us, and then we took lots of photos, as you can see, and then we wrote a letter back to him with the photos so he didn't feel too left out.
We just happen to have the letter here, ladies and gentlemen. Would you mind reading that? Because this ended up in the Inverell Times, the pictures, the letter.
And I'd forgotten totally about this. Dear old pal Sammy, how are you, old Rammy? It was great to catch up with you over Christmas, having closed a few snaps of that wild night. What about the dancing on the table in the hats? And the morning after, the photo speaks for itself. Looking back, you probably didn't need the doona. I don't know what that was about. See you next year, buddy. I'll send you an invitation to my bar mitzvah. I'm not even Jewish.
And of course, Dean, you used to give him heaps about his birthday, didn't you?
I had the fortune of having the birthday of his childhood hero over there, Rod Marsh, on the 4th of November. Adam mentioned before his birthday is on the same day as Prince Charles, so it was pretty good ribbing throughout the years.
Prince Charles' birthday. There he is. And Glenn, you guys did some double dating too in your younger days, the two of you?
Yeah, we did actually. I was going out with a girl and Adam was going out with her sister, and we thought it was a clever idea to occasionally jump out the window at midnight and go and rendezvous with these girls.
And then I think your dad was dispatched into the into
oh yeah,
into
yeah.
the
It was
combi.
pretty. It was red lights when we saw the orange combi patrolling. Yeah, so.
Adam, there is no doubt in this country you are completely revered, but in England you are feared.
I just wanted to say it was a pleasure getting to know you. You're a bit of a hero of mine in the cricket field. You know, from me, just to say, it was well deserved for all you do on and off the field. Best of luck, wishing you well, and take care. Thanks, mate.
These things, crikey, if only I was in the country, we could go and have a few glasses of red, whatever. But you enjoy your night, you've deserved it, you've been one of the best, if not the best, and everybody, whether you played against you or whether you commentated, everybody enjoyed your cricket.
Enjoy this moment, you've earned it very well indeed, and I'm just very, very sad that you gave up the game. If ever you think of coming back, there's a place for you in the Yorkshire side, okay? I'll be delighted to have you. Enjoy yourself with you and your family tonight, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
That's out of here. He's arrived. It's six as well.
Don't know what to expect either.
Come on, 3 in a row. We want 3 in a row.
Welcome back to This Is Your Life as we honour cricketer Adam Gilchrist. Adam, it's 1984. You're in Kadina High in Year 8 near Lismore when a pretty blonde catches your eye. And 24 years later, your beautiful childhood sweetheart is still right by your side. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mel Gilchrist. Now, Mel, the relationship took a couple of years to get going, didn't it?
Yeah, well, Adam and I were in the same year in Year 7. He was both from different schools, so we sort of had the same groups of friends straight away. But then come Year 8, we had a little bit of a fling and then didn't speak again until we were put in the same English class in Year 11 and then got seated next to each other and then we're still together now.
It was a classy affair in Year 8. Our first date was Rambo, the movies.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, romantic.
Smooth. Very smooth. Yeah.
But not so smooth, no.
Well, you're now 21. It's 1992 when you make your first class debut for New South Wales. The problem is you can't get a start behind the stumps. So to further your keeping career, you make the decision to move to Perth. But the team already has a very popular wicketkeeper in Timmy Zura, and West Australian fans don't exactly welcome you with open arms.
The most difficult time was where a little boy kept waving to me in one game. And I'd been that little boy before. I'd waved to Rod. Rod wouldn't have any recollection of it. One day at the SCG, he waved back, and again, that was another sign that I was going to wicket keep for Australia. So I'd been that little boy, so I turned around to this little boy and waved back, and he yelled out, "Gilchrist, go home." I thought I'd won him over, but I hadn't quite.
Nevertheless, being the easygoing team player, it doesn't take you long to settle into the WA squad, right alongside WA teammates Tom Moody and Brendan Julian. Tom, if I could start with you, he really did cop it initially, didn't he?
Yeah, Adam came across and it was difficult. Even members, all supporters in Western Australia made it very difficult for him, and he touched on the story about the little boy, you know, giving it to him nice and sweet. But, you know, I remember those days very clearly, but what I did remember was the strong character that Adam had to be able to just, you know, switch off from that and concentrate on just doing the best he possibly could on the field of play.
Yeah. And Brendan, how would you rate him as a player?
I think one of the biggest memories for me is that plenty of people have talked about Adam's keeping and his batting, but I remember his bowling impersonations were pretty special too. And Adam was always one of the big celebrating types in cricket, and I remember about 4 o'clock in the morning he was doing a Bob Willis impersonation. He still had his whites on and his spikes, and he was running down Rundle Mall, and the sparks were flying everywhere, and we were just kicking on to the next nightclub. So his bowling, I know when he was a kid he wanted to be a fast bowler. That's where I reckon it comes back, and hopefully we might see that tonight.
And from what we hear,
4 in the morning.
and we've heard it's almost impossible to get you out of your gear. You almost go to bed in your whites, don't you?
I have done, several times. Yeah.
Did that,
oh,
right?
look, you just learn from the more experienced guys around you what it means to be part of a team, and I don't think I've played with anyone that doesn't enjoy a celebration.
Well, stay with us, because coming up we have a very special reunion for Adam Gilchrist.
G'day, Gilly. Congratulations on the night, mate. You thoroughly deserve it. You're a true Australian champion in every sense of the word. You've inspired many, including myself, through over the years, mate, looking at the way that you go about your business, both on the cricket field and off it as well. You're a great family man, and I feel honoured and privileged to be able to call you a mate.
Adam Gilchrist, this is your life. Not sure why we're mic'd up, Gary. With ears that size, you should be able to hear us from here.
Show some respect, Jim. Gilly, congratulations, mate. I know you're dabbling in the world of television at the moment. If you want to come and co-host the footy show with me, that'd be a joy to actually do it with a decent cricketer. But I played in a very similar vein as your good self, mate.
Oh.
So congratulations. I hope you have a big night.
Gilly, well done. Love to the family. It's a credit to you, and I know the night's going to be a ripper.
Adam, I hope you have a great night. You've given me a lot of pleasure over the years, and thousands upon thousands of others around the world. I was lucky enough to see you play in your first test in Brisbane, 81 there, and then 149 not out with Justin Langer in that magnificent match down at Bellerive Oval. One of the greatest games of cricket I've ever seen. And I hope you have a great night and a great future. I know you haven't retired yet, although you said you were going to, and I hope the family goes well with you.
On behalf of the boys, everyone that you played with and against throughout your illustrious career, I'd like to congratulate you on what you've achieved throughout your life, mate. You've inspired us all in one way, shape or form, whether it be on or off the field. So well done, mate. Enjoy the evening. We'll all see you soon. Good on you, mate.
Thanks for joining our tribute to cricketing great Adam Gilchrist. Adam, 1996 is a very big year for you. You first marry Mel, although Mel, the wedding night wasn't quite as you'd planned, was it?
No, the actual wedding went fantastically well. It was an amazing night. But then we were staying at a hotel in Ballina.
Motel, I think you'd call it.
Motel, yeah. And went down there about 1 in the morning to discover that the key that was meant to be underneath the mat outside reception wasn't there. So we ended up having to get another cab back home, and spent the first night of our wedding in Mum and Dad's home, I think, staying in the room next door to them.
The look on their face when they turned around and saw Mel and I both standing there in tears at the disaster that had just taken place. And they must have thought, hang on, it's only been about 6 hours and they've already had a dust up and it's all off. Yeah, we survived.
6 months later, in 1996, you finally get the chance to play for your country when you make the one-day side, replacing an injured Ian Healy. But it's not until 1999 you are finally named as Australia's Test wicketkeeper and presented with your own baggy green cap. And it's the moment you've dreamt about since you were that 9-year-old boy. It must have been a very special moment.
It was. This is just amazing. It's the most special, in a cricketing sense, it's the most important and special day of your life.
Well, Adam, your selection in the team isn't without controversy because it comes at the expense of Ian Healy. Now, although Ian is forced into retirement, the two of you remain really good mates, and he sends this.
How quickly does a career go? Seems like yesterday that I was playing, and now you and I are both watching Brad Haddin go around. It seems like just yesterday, therefore, that I organised 20 or 30 family friends to give you that hard time on your debut test in Brisbane. And how easily did you get through that, by the way, and then never look back during such an auspicious career? Have a great night. You enjoy it. Bye.
Adam, your childhood dream to play for Australia may have been fulfilled, but we all know that you're not the sort of bloke who is going to forget either his background or his mates.
We always knew he was going to make it.
and I've got the proof.
It's three of your mates from school. Please welcome John Easton, Jeff Venn and Rod Cordery. How did you know he was going to make it big?
Oh, mate, he told us, Mike, basically. He grabbed my school diary and just wrote in there, "You better keep this, mate, because one day I'm going to play cricket for Australia, and it might be worth a few bucks," and he signed his name.
What a big head.
Now, there were four of you in the group growing up, wasn't there, John? Is that right?
Yeah, there was, Mike. We called ourselves the Foreskins.
Which was a name I stole off Dean, my big brother. He had three mates, and I thought that sounded like a pretty groovy name. So I don't think I even understood what it actually meant. There's four of us, and we're like blood brothers, sort of thing. But,
It actually started out, there's probably more than four of us. I think there was about 6 or 7. But Adam liked the name so much that Dean told him that he had to cull it down to a group of 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank 3 of the Foreskins? Thank you. Adam, in 2000, after just 11 tests, you become vice-captain. And alongside you is a person who forged a unique place in the Australian team over 5 long decades. Now, he may not have played for Australia, but he really is a member of the team in every sense of the word.
Very important game this is. You have to be aggressive and bowl lie on length and get wickets. And keep the returns up to the keeper and watch the signals. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen from Adelaide, would you please welcome Barry Nugget Rees and former all-rounder Darren Lehman. Now, Nugget, you've known or been a part of the team for a long time, and you've known Adam through all of his career. But how would you describe him?
He's a great player, fantastic player. I was the first one. He told me about his retirement. I was sad, but in another way, fantastic performance, and also much.
Can I ask what much is?
That means much good, very good.
Much.
That's Nugget's trademark saying. Any cricketer that's been around him knows that.
And yet, Darren, when you first saw Adam play, you weren't all that impressed.
No, I wasn't actually. How wrong I was going to be, I suppose. It was a Shield game when he was playing for New South Wales. Basically, he was a batter then, and Phil Emery was captain, and I managed to get him out with my left arm rubbish. And then I thought, geez, I don't know how good this bloke's going to be, but how wrong I was. He's the best wicketkeeper batsman to ever play the game, but more importantly, he's a bloody good bloke, and he's got a great family, and he respects the game and respects everyone else, and that's why so many people are here tonight.
By now, you've had more than your fair share of controversy, but then comes a debate that you create during the 2003 World Cup semi-final against Sri Lanka.
He's walking. Wow, there we are. That's great to see. Here we are in a semi-final of World Cup cricket, and Adam Gilchrist has played a sweep shot. They've gone up. The umpire didn't look to me as if he was going to give him out, and Adam Gilchrist has walked off the ground. That is great.
There's still no doubt in your mind you did the right thing.
Everyone always asks me the greatest question is, what did everyone say in the change rooms when you got in the change rooms?
That was my next question.
Well, it wasn't what they said, it was what they didn't say. It was just silence. And then Ricky came up and sat down. Well, Ricky went in after I got out, and I thought, we'll be right here. I haven't really caused any drama. Ricky will score 100 and we'll be right. And then he was out within about 10 balls, and he's sitting next to me. He said, "Didn't you see the umpire give you not out?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." And that was the wrong answer too, because then there's another 10 minutes of silence. But we all have various ways we go about things in life and in sport.
The walking incident becomes the subject of so much debate around the world, in pubs and clubs everywhere, and it seems almost everyone has an opinion.
That's all there. I mean, that's good entertainment, but it's lovely to hear people use the term sportsmanship. But what I don't like about everything that's happened ever since that day that it was highlighted in a World Cup semi is it's almost like an insinuation that my teammates or others that don't walk unsporting, but believe me, the teammates that I've had are great sportsmen and show great sportsmanship.
Yeah, well said. Stay with us, because after the break, Adam drops another bombshell on the cricketing world. Thanks for joining us as we continue our tribute to Adam Gilchrist. Adam, your career is full of so many milestones. In 2004, you are appointed skipper. You lead Australia to their first series win in India in 35 years.
And there it is. It's a great catch in the deep, and that's a perfect finish for Australia.
Look at the skipper, Adam Gilchrist. He's going berserk. He is delighted. It's been a tough series for him.
In 2006, you win back the Ashes by destroying England with the second fastest Test century in history. But then in the fourth Test against India late last year, you drop a catch from VVS Laxman. Then in January this year, you stunned the cricket world by announcing your retirement. Was that mainly because of that catch?
I never really bought into that line that sportsmen say they just knew one day, or something happens and they just knew. I thought it can't be that cut and dry, but that catch was the moment. I just realised, and just watching a replay of that, I just felt like I was a split second behind the pace to what you need to be at that level. And I'd been feeling it a little bit and maybe resisting that, but that just gave me clarity in my mind. I turned around to Haydos straight away, and I think I might have said something on the lines of, I'm done.
Your announcement to retire surprises not only those just in cricket, but those who live it. Fans like High Five member Charlie Delaney and Wiggle Greg Page.
Hot potato, hot potato. Hot potato, hot potato. All in the air, let's do it together.
How you doing? Good. Another retiree.
Charlie, you've always been a huge fan of Adam's, haven't you?
Oh, the whole family has indeed. And on the day of his announcement, my husband called me and it sounded like he was choking back the tears and said, I've got something to tell you. Gilly's retired. And then it was later reported in the paper that I've actually left High Five because Gilly's left cricket. It was out there. I have to tell you the truth, I decided a year beforehand, but what I was misquoted in saying is it was my last performance day with High Five in Perth on your last day, and your retirement speeches inspired me so much to have such a great last day. And I've always loved watching Gilly on the field. I think he's got a charm about him. You're like a larrikin, but also such a good role model, which is so important. And you're the world's best cricket player, and you're ours. So congratulations, Adam.
Very kind words, thank you. I'm glad to hear that I wasn't the reason why you pulled out, because now my daughter will stop harassing me and blaming me for breaking up High Five.
Greg, you actually met Adam at the cricket, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a big cricket fan, and I guess because of the fact I was in the Wiggles, it kind of got me into the dressing room to meet some of the players, which was a huge thrill for me. The players that have kids would come and say g'day to me, and Gilly, of course, would always come and have a chat, and we struck up a bit of a friendship over the years. But the thing that hit me about Gilly, not only is he like the most spectacular batsman to ever grace the cricket arena, he's the most dedicated family man that I've ever known. Every conversation that we always had, he'd always talk about how much he missed the kids and Mel while he was away on tour. And for myself too, I know that being away from your family is very hard, so we kind of had that in common. But Gilly's a top bloke and top cricketer as well, so he's an all-round good guy.
Yeah. And these next three that are about to come out, Adam, are your three biggest fans in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Harry, Annie and Archie Gilchrist. That's all right, Harry. That's all right, Harry.
Hello, darling. Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Well done, Harry. Pleased with that. We should explain, ladies and gentlemen, that during rehearsals today, Mel said this will be the first time that Adam's seen Archie walk. And Harry's going to walk him out. But it didn't quite work that way, did it?
No, he walked last night for the first time.
For the first time. Harry, do you think you might play cricket like Dad one day?
No, I'm going to play soccer.
Soccer? Have you told Dad that? Does he already know?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And Annie, you sort of play games with Daddy, don't you? What do you do?
I do wrestle.
Oh, you wrestle with wrestle, do you? And who's the best wrestler?
Harry.
Oh, Harry. It's wonderful that you're now back with them. I mean, you won't be travelling 10 months a year or whatever it was, you know.
No, that's... And that, so obviously, you know, was a huge part of my decision-making process there, or our decision-making process, and, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this new life, new part of life.
Yeah, wonderful. We'll stay there because straight after the break, we're going to see a very different side to Adam Gilchrist. Welcome back to the Adam Gilchrist story. You spent last summer saying farewell to fans right around the country, as we see here. You score a century in your last game on your home ground at the Wacker. And boy, isn't it a very different reception you get this time than you received 10 years earlier.
It's not pitched up again, but there it is, he's got it! It's one of those things you could never dream of. The last time at your home ground, and you turn it on like this. What an amazing performance yet again from a great player.
And of course now you take time to reflect on the very many different types of people that you've met during your career, including a 13-year-old boy whom you meet through Ronald McDonald House. Now, Mark Warnham is a teenager diagnosed with bone cancer, but he's also a little boy who refused to give up.
Life hasn't been a barrel of laughs for the teenager from Tenderton, enduring a roller coaster of chemotherapy treatments for a bone cancer he's yet to beat. But today, Mark was flying high.
Just don't let it get you down, just keep trying to do things, keep having fun.
During a tour of India in 2004, you're told Mark's fight with cancer is almost lost. So you make the most emotional century of your career and dedicate it to Mark. Well, 5 days later, Mark loses his battle after you make that century, but you'll always have your friendship with him, which of course continues today through his parents. Would you please welcome Anne and Malcolm Warnham.
Brilliant. You're a long way from home. How are you, mate? Good to see you, Eddie.
And if I could ask you first, just how much did Mark's relationship with Adam mean to him at that time of his life?
We didn't know it at the time, but they didn't give him much of a chance. 6 months, I think, was what they said. And he went on for 5 years. So, and I think it was just Adam and Justin, great people like them that...
And Malcolm, the century that Adam made, which he dedicated to Mark, meant a great deal to him too, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Adam sent me a message that morning before play. He had come to the wicket the night before and was a few not out. And he sent this message saying, "Good day, Mal. I'm thinking of you and the family at this time. Mark's a great kid. You should be proud of him. I'll be busting my arse off to make a ton for him today." Yeah. And he did make a ton. And a little bit later on, another message came through, "That's one for Mark."
As has been mentioned, Justin Langer was very much a part of Mark's life as well. Unfortunately, he is in England at the moment, but he does send this to all of you.
Hey Gilly, what a thrill it must be for you and Mel and the kids tonight, and all the family and friends who are there. Wish you could be there, but I'm just sitting in the backyard of my humble abode here in England. And to Malcolm and Anne, it's great to see you there on the show tonight. It was a very sad day when Gilly and I were sitting in India when we heard of Mark passing. But you know, the fact that we all Through that experience and through meeting Mark, we all become such great friends, and it's just brilliant to have you there tonight. Of course, I can't pass this moment without saying, here's to absent friends. Have a great night, mate.
And ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank Anne and Malcolm Warnham, please. Adam, there is no doubt that you have left an unforgettable mark on Australian cricket. 96 tests, 287 one-dayers. And all along, you have maintained and managed the love of your family so beautifully, the respect of the nation. You've been the best ambassador cricket could ever ask for. So we thought the only way to really finish a show like tonight is with a song called Perfect. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together and welcome Vanessa Amorosi singing Perfect. Adam Gilchrist, this is your life. Well done.
Our guests stay at the Diamond Hotel in Sydney.